This is AJ Harrison with UWBadgers.com. After a thrilling series victory over number 7 Minnesota-Duluth, the number 3 Badgers will take their talents to Columbus, Ohio to take on Ohio State in a Friday-Saturday WCHA clash. In the 74th meeting between number 3 Wisconsin and number 7 Minnesota-Duluth, neither team could find the back of the net in regulation or in overtime as the game officially ended as a 0-0 draw. In the shootout, Annie Pankowski lit the lamp in the second round to give Wisconsin a 1-0 lead. After UMD's third shooter tied it up at 1, Sydney McKibben came up huge in the fourth round, beating Black to give UW a 2-1 lead, and Ann-Renee Dabian stopped UMD's final shooter to help the Badgers win their first shootout of the 2014-15 season. Dabian was spectacular in UW's net, stopping all 24 shots she faced. On senior night on Saturday, Dabian was equally as impressive, stopping all 20 of UMD's shots. But senior captain Blair Turnbull made the most of her senior night, scoring this coast-to-coast power play goal to give Wisconsin a 1-0 lead in the first period. On Wisconsin's ensuing power play, Annie Pankowski netted her first career power play tally to give Wisconsin a 2-0 advantage, while a minute later, Turnbull scored her second power play goal of the day to give UW a 3-0 lead heading into the first intermission. In the final period, Turnbull became the first in school history to tally 3 power play goals in a game and recorded her first career hat trick in the process. Freshman Emily Clark wrapped up Wisconsin's scoring off a beautiful pass from Annie Pankowski to give Wisconsin its largest victory ever against Minnesota-Duluth. On the weekend, Wisconsin killed all 7 of Minnesota-Duluth's power plays, and Wisconsin has now killed 51 straight penalties dating back to October 24th, 2014. Associate head coach Dan Cook believes his players are very prepared, a man down.
You know, there's no secrets with the league because we have to share all of our video, and our players have done a great job of watching video, paying attention in class, seeing what their opponent's power plays like, but then it takes a lot of determination and grit really to be good at killing penalties. You have players blocking shots, getting into shooting lanes. Your goalie has to be your best penalty killer, and Ann-Renee has done a great job of stepping up in the last few games of shutting down backdoor opportunities.
I mean, we just have figured out a really good rotation that works for us, I guess, and like we said before, we're talking a lot out there, and just reading what the other people are doing. We're being really aggressive, trying not to give them too much time and space, so I think that's just worked for us.
With a win last Saturday against Minnesota-Duluth, the Badgers locked up a top 2 placing in the WCHA standings. They'll face a very hungry Ohio State team that can move up in the standings with points against Wisconsin this weekend. Looking at the national picture, the Badgers still remain in 3rd in the USCHO.com poll, while number 1 BC is still undefeated on the season. After their shutouts last weekend against Minnesota-Duluth, the Badgers are now tied for the nation's lead in scoring defense, and UW has held its opponents to 3 goals in its past 7 games. But the Badgers' defense still looks to improve this weekend against Ohio State.
We're constantly trying to figure out ways or try to improve our defensive zone coverage. We've done a lot of work one-on-one in corners, some battling drills, and all that seemed to be paying off. Well, one of the keys is, you know, when we have broken down defensively, either in our D zone coverage or through the neutral zone, Ann has done a great job of stepping up and saving the D and keeping the puck out of the net.
Obviously she's been doing awesome. She's saved us a lot, like from just little defensive breakdowns. We can really trust her back there if we get beat sometimes, so it's really nice to have a solid goaltender behind you.
Ann-Renee Dabian enters the weekend with 11 shutouts, which is the second most in the country. She has a 19-4-4 record and has a perfect 2-0-0 this season against Ohio State, and she posted a pair of shutouts against the Buckeyes. Senior Brittany Ammerman had a solid weekend against Ohio State earlier this season, lighting the lamp 4 times against the Buckeyes. Fellow senior Blair Turnbull also had a great weekend against OSU, recording a goal and 3 assists. Taylor Keel leads the Buckeye offense with 10 goals and 11 assists this season, and her 8 power play goals rank 3rd in the country. Claudia Kepler is also tied for the team lead this season with 21 points for the Buckeyes.
I mean, we're expecting 2 tough games. Everybody is a different team from when we played them at the beginning. We're a different team as well. So I think we're just looking to carry out what we've started this past weekend against Duluth and just keep getting better.
At record, Ohio State's had one of their best years in history so far, and they're a very tough opponent, especially in their rink. They're also playing for a lot too. They can jump into 3rd place. They can have home ice advantage if they win 1 or 2 more games. So we know when we go down there it's going to be a very competitive atmosphere, and the only way we're going to win is if we outwork them.
Fans can watch this weekend series online via OhioStateBuckeyes.com. Fans can also follow the action with Wisconsin's Game Day live blog, which can be found on UWBadgers.com.